Hi, I'm architect Nishant Machhar, principal architect and partner as Rajanikant Machhar and Nishant Machhar Architects. My father, Rajanikant Machhar, founded our practice in 1976. We've been in practice for more than 45 years now, and we do diverse range of projects ranging from private homes, multifamily housing, corporate and commercial housing, civic spaces, education institutions, institutional buildings, industrial buildings, specialized buildings, and off late we've done a couple of auditoriums as well. So over so many years, the study of art and its principles have led us to, what where we are today. And if you look at art per se, uh, it is the expression of our existence and the human soul. If we look at history, art, architecture, and sculpture belonged together at some point of time. It's only in the past, 200 years that they have diversified into different principles, and we see architecture as a separate principle. So everything originally, in a way, belonged together. And if you look at art, it is one of the finest mediums of expression in the sense that it has the ability to communicate and evoke a sense of emotion that no other medium can in the way art can. So, and then, you look at the history of art, it has been a wonderful medium of expression of ideas, of, of joys, of sorrow, of aspirations, of so many things, even religion. So see, there are so many layers to it. There are so many facets to it, and to each, art has had a different meaning. I could look at art and interpret it in a certain way. The other person could look at art and interpret it in a different way. If we look at once again look at history, you know, the pursuit of our existence. Uh, we've always had this thing, to build a home or a place to ourselves. And one of the facets of building a place to yourself or calling a space your home is you know collecting art, bringing about pieces that interest you, sculpture. It could be an installation, a fresco, or something that gives meaning to a space. You know what I mean? So this whole pursuit to have a space to oneself, art plays a very important role. Art for any personal space could be purely personal, and you know when it comes into the public realm, beg your pardon, it the nature of it changes. When you are doing a painting or a mural or a sculpture for a client, where the space is personal, uh, it could be based upon the likes of the client, which others might at times find a tad whimsical also, depending on what has been done there. But the moment it comes into public realm, the nature of it changes. One has to be responsible of what one is doing. Of course, the scale of it also changes. It could be, depending on where it is done, a fresco or a sculpture or an installation. Well, being architects, the nature of our profession is such that we tend to meet a lot of artists, art dealers, visit exhibitions, art galleries, and so on and so forth. So we are in touch with a lot of artists that way. There are lack of forums now that Abir is there. It's easier for us to get in touch with artists, not just locally but from all over India and perhaps internationally also. So that is how we have been sourcing our art. Personally speaking, uh, my father and I, he has traveled, I have traveled. We have acquired we've met artists, acquired their work, which we have found interesting. Some of it is original work, some of it is serigraphs, sculptures, maps. A forum like Abir is definitely a step in the right direction. Like I mentioned, see, uh, if you are in a metro city, it is easier for you to access, art, artists, art galleries, etc. Because something or the other keeps happening. But if you are from a smaller town, for platforms like Abir, they are, really a step in the right direction, in the sense that the way the diverse portfolio that you have, and the kind of work you curate. And I've seen a lot of local artists work on Abir. One of them is Bhavesh Zala. He's from Bhavnagar. I know him. So yes, definitely, what you are doing is something really, really good, and I hope and wish that this grows in a good way, and rightfully so. Yes, there definitely is the need for better awareness for art, especially in this date and age. Uh, how can a society promote art? Well, how can one promote art? By sensitizing our society towards the importance of art, and by educating people. Now, this does not mean you have to educate them about art per se. Yes, you have to, but at the same time, educate them about the importance of art. Good music, good cinema, good photography. Even I think it should be a very important part of education. You know, we generally see parents or kids, they are either focused on all the principles, which is either engineering or medicine, etc., etc., etc. But I think music should be taught in schools, which will bring an innate sense of sensitivity in kids, and sensitize them towards all sorts of performing arts. Even something as simple as cooking, if culinary art, if taught well, it can bring about that sensitivity in a person. So a person starts to understand and appreciate those nuances, which lets them, understand and appreciate art at the same time. Also, one thing I want to mention is that art cannot be something of an elitist idea. It should be accessible to all. So we must strive towards, art in the sense that, it is accessible to people. So something, that is participative, more public. Well, COVID has definitely, changed the way we experience art, especially in the past year and a half, because, any public gathering has been banned. So no more exhibitions. There was to be an exhibition of Raza that was traveling all over Gujarat and was to come to Bhavnagar, but it never did because of COVID. And the curator in charge, unfortunately, they had to wrap everything up and get back to the Raza Foundation as early as possible because of COVID. So yes, it definitely COVID has definitely affected the way we see, uh, or perceive, and experience art. An online forum would help, but I think art has to be experienced in person. During such crisis, yes, something online would definitely help. It does help, evolve forums like Abir into something, that connects better to people, situations like these. But I would still prefer to experience art in person, or the way, the artist has intended for it to be. Uh, I thank Abir and the whole team, especially Ruby ji, behind, who's been the founder of Abir, for this wonderful gesture, for letting me speak on art. And I hope and see that Abir, grows, achieves its goals and aspirations, and rightfully so. Once again, thank you very much.